Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign indicating that it is safe to move about the cabin. For your own safety, though, we request that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you're in your seat during this short flight. We'll start our in-flight beverage service shortly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Good evening, everybody, and here we are again. Season 1, episode 13. I was almost going to go to 14 because I didn't know if 13 was going to be unlucky, but I thought I'd take a chance and hopefully we don't mess up.
How much worse could it get?
Yeah. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing well. The sun's out. It's not windy. It's not raining. The sky's actually blue, so I would say we're on bonus time right now.
I don't know where you live, Doug, but it's not blue here.
He lives in God's country like me down south, not like you northerners.
North.
Yeah, we're down near the banana belt.
So anybody out flying this week or not?
I haven't at all. Just with the rain and the wind, I haven't gone out. Been, I think, 5 days now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Getting withdrawal yet?
Yeah. I was actually thinking about maybe tonight after the show going with the Mini off the back deck for a bit just to make sure I haven't forgot how to do it.
Yeah. Well, I went out and did a little project this week. It was nice. Didn't get all the shots that I wanted to do, but you always remember all of that on the way home. The people I did the shots for, they were happy with what I did. And from those shots, I put up my own little video. I should say I put it up. I put together. I'll be putting it on YouTube shortly, probably tomorrow. But it's an interesting little place. Nice little ghost town. So have I been out since then? No, I guess not. So I've only flown once this week, twice.
How was the weather when you were at the ghost town?
Oh, lovely. It was funny because when I left here, it was 18 degrees. When I got out there, it was 24 degrees and overcast. And within a half an hour, we were at about 24, 25 degrees and absolutely clear skies. So it was funny because I said to Leo, and Leo went with me on this. I said to him, I says, we got to get this all in before noon because the wind's supposed to come up at noon. And it was kind of funny because you could almost set your watch by it because at noon, it was definitely not flying weather because of the wind.
Yeah.
Watch the forecast, people.
Yeah.
So tonight we got kind of a mishmash of stuff. We're going to talk about some of the things that people have brought up in the group. Some of those things are flight logs, battery maintenance, and ground schools. So which one do you want to start with, guys?
Let's start with the battery.
Okay. Actually, sorry, I want to get into, let's do the logbooks first.
Okay.
Because the two of them kind of coincide together. At least for me, you know. As you may or may not know, under CARS regulations 90148, you're required to log certain information, and that is everybody, whether you're a basic or an advanced pilot, you're required to have logs, and those logs have to be presented to the Minister of Transport Canada if upon request, and also if there's any transfer of the drone, you need to turn those flight logs over to the new owner. Not a lot of people are aware of that, and I think there's even fewer that probably do keep their flight logs.
I was not aware of that, actually. So I did learn something already.
There you go. So myself, I use a program called AirData, and I believe Lonnie does as well. And how about you, Doug? Are you using AirData or
same thing?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. For those that aren't familiar with it, AirData works pretty good. And I'll get into that part of it in just a second, but I'm going to bring up this. Here's 90148, and here's the records. And these are the requirements by Transport Canada for you to keep that. It tells you what information you need to keep and how to deal with that. It's probably something you should know in case you're required to do that, or if you decide you're going to sell your drone. Remember, you got to transfer those records over to a new party. Now, that being said, so I use this program. It's called AirData, and well, Lonnie and Doug use it as well. And so when I open it up, just to start off with, actually, let's see if I can just zoom this in a little bit. We'll zoom it in quite a bit, and then we can just kind of blog it around the screen. So basically on this part here, we get to see current weather conditions and stuff like that. And then, it's not going to move for me. Come on. Okay. There, now we got it. And then over here on maintenance, it lets you know if you've got any maintenance, and this is why I was going to get into this one first, because it'll tell you if you've got battery maintenance or drone maintenance due. So that works quite well in that respect. And then you can go into your, actually I'm going to zoom out again because I know it's going to be too big for that. But you can go into your flight logs. And down this side is your flight logs, and so far I've got 597 flights. Just a few, but not many.
Slacker.
What's that?
Slacker.
Is that just for this month?
No. Actually, that's since January of last year. So, and then that's you can look at each and every flight and get all kinds of details on that. You can see where it's flown. Quite often, if people have issues with their drones and stuff like that, we ask them to upload their data. And I'll show you the little trick here, because I can go into notifications, and then I can go into HD Flight Player, and I can see everything that happened with your drone that I need to know to find out what your what your issues were. See, so mode change to detour. Anybody know what detour is? And that's on the Air 2, by the way. It's something new. So detour is, if you ever see that notification, it means it's using its obstacle avoidance. Nothing to worry about. But anyway, so you get all kinds of good information there. And let's go into maintenance. So having a look at my maintenance, let's start off with batteries, because that was one of the key things that the people were talking about. And so all of my batteries are listed here, and the information of when it was last used, when it was purchased, how many flights you've got on that, all of that, what's kind of nice. So you can have a look at here. Before I retired, I was actually a maintenance controller, and here's my suggestion to you, because this is kind of right in my wheelhouse, is a lot of times it will tell you to service at 20 flights. I don't recommend that. Use your charge cycles, right, rather than flights, because you might have on one battery usage, you might have 5 or 6 2 or 3 minute flights, and all of a sudden it's going to ask you to do a battery service. Well, do it on your charges rather than that. So,
Hey, Lauren, I got a quick question.
shoot.
If somebody has been flying for a while, does not have air data, and then does get the air data program, will the drone and the batteries all sync up and give you all the details from previous, or is it just from when you start with the air data app?
That is up to you.
Okay.
Now you can log all your previous stuff, and in a way, I kind of recommend that you do,
Yes.
because then you can go back through and see. Chances are everything is going to need maintenance as soon as you add it in, if there's a past on this, right?
Yes.
So you can basically, from the very first time, do all of your maintenance. And if you're wondering what the maintenance entails, so I'm going to click on that, and let's go to a that's not what I wanted. Batteries, maintenance. This is the other thing I wanted to show you as well is you can look at your battery trends, so you can tell if you might have a battery that's going bad, or if all of a sudden your battery is doing weird and funky things. You can have a look at this and see how the battery is doing, right? But in your service, you want to see what a basic service is. So you click on basic service, and there's all your information of what you need to do. And for most people, we're using the smart batteries. If you're using DJI or any of the big names, they use a smart battery. So they do cell balancing and stuff when they get charged. But as part of your battery maintenance, what you want to do is to bring your battery level below 8%, but not lower than 5%, right? So bring your battery level down to 8%, let it sit, cool down till it's totally at room temperature, and then give it a full charge. And that is all there is to battery maintenance for the basic, right? Now, if you go to full battery maintenance, it's basically going to be the same thing, except for you're going to give it a more thorough inspection, as well as you're going to clean the contacts. And that's usually not too much of an issue to do. So, yeah,
Do you use
say, Doug?
a basic contact cleaner for cleaning the contacts?
Yes and no, depending on your contact cleaner. Some is good, some isn't. Some can leave a film, right?
Right.
So if you can, you should. There is
an alcohol-based contact cleaner.
Yeah. So, and then your drone service. The basic drone service, what that consists of, is pretty much what you should be doing as part of your pre-flight anyway. So and then you go into your extended, which is a little bit more involved. You're going to start doing calibrations and stuff like that. I don't necessarily recommend doing the IMU calibration, like they say, because you should do it once a year, but part of the extended drone service, at least for me, I'd be doing it several times a year, and that's just not reasonable. If your app ever tells you to do an IMU calibration, absolutely do it. It's going to affect how your drone flies.
Yeah.
And then the full drone service, well, that gets even more involved. But the nice thing is you've got a full list there of everything you need to do. So, but there.
Perfect.
Hopefully we answered the question on the about the battery service. And You guys got any questions on the floor there? Then please type them in. We'll answer them as soon as we can or as soon as we see them. But
Yep.
hang on here. I'm just getting my screens arranged here. So there. Now, yeah, we covered logbook and the battery maintenance all in one shot. So,
Yep.
and everybody does their routine maintenance, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
It's your cheapest form of insurance.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Which brings up the next topic. This was kind of a late addition, Doug, so it wasn't in our little notification list. But somebody was talking about the Mavic Mini with the overpower warning and stuff like that. A lot of that came about because that was a new warning that was added in the latest firmware. And part of the reason that got added was because DJI screwed up when they made this for the Flymore kit. And with the Mavic Mini, those props are very, very thin and very, very not robust, shall we say. And with these cases, inside of that case, and so right here, you can see there's a raised spot. So, yeah, right there. Do my Vanna White here. there's a raised spot there. Unless if your propellers start hitting that and you've got it in there for any stretch of time, it's going to flatten out your propellers. And that when that happens, it's not going to produce enough lift. And that's why you end up getting that warning. If you ever get that warning, just change your props. It's cheap insurance. I recommend not using this case. Go out and buy yourself a case that has a flat bottom where the drone sits.
I'll go grab my hard case.
Yep, please do, Doug. Then you can do the Vanna White. I ditched mine a long time ago. I'm using a hard case as well, and strictly just for that reason, because I don't need to worry about bending up the props and stuff. I did have that issue, and I changed out my props, and the issue went away. No problem. So just be aware. And Doug's going to do his Vanna White for us now.
I have to apologize, Lauren. My nails aren't as nice as yours right now.
Oh. Careful. You want me to paint them or what? Hey, that's the same case I got.
Me too.
Yeah.
And you can also see inside there. It's
nice and flat on the bottom there.
Yeah, it's a flat bottom, not the raised part there. So
yeah.
They may have already realized the problem when they were making these cases.
Yeah.
And I guess you had mentioned to me, Lauren, as well, when this first came about, to keep an eye on the top of the body of your Mini there. You'll see some scuff marks if the props start hitting the top of the drone.
Yep. Yeah, that's another issue as well. Mini, it's a great flight drone for what it is, but it is an entry-level drone. And it does an amazing job for what it is, but again, it's entry-level drone, and to keep that weight under 250, there were sacrifices that were made. And Doug's got a propeller holder.
I also use that, which keeps everything intact in the case.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Or if I'm just going somewhere quick and I have it in this, then I know I'm still not, nothing's getting bent or beat up.
You got everything, Doug. Jeez.
No kidding. I don't have one of those.
Yeah, I want one. Can you buy me one?
Sure. You were there when he bought it, Lauren.
Was it?
Yes.
Could have been.
There you go.
See, that's what happens when you get old. You get stupid. So
I thought you just got tired.
Yeah. Last but not least, we're going to talk about kind of a touchy subject. At least it's going to be touchy for some people. It's ground schools. And a lot of people say that ground schools are worth it. Some say that they aren't. I'm just going to hit the nail on the head and say that my first thing, if you ever are looking at ground schools, don't talk to the people that run the ground schools. Talk to the people that have gone to the ground schools. They're going to tell you the God honest truth, and they're going to tell you what they think about the teacher. Did they learn anything? Was it a waste of time and money for them? And just remember, some people will be a little bit biased, especially if they go to the advanced ground school, because with the advanced ground school, a lot of people figure if they go to the ground school, they're going to pass the first time. On average, it takes 3 times to pass the test. If you beat that curve, good on you. But so, what you should be looking for in a ground school. Oh, one more warning. If you ever are talking to somebody that runs a ground school and they tell you that you have to take their course in order to get your license, that it's a requirement for you to get your license, don't walk, run. And run away as far as you can from that. It is not a requirement by regulations for you to take any ground school. Now, that being said, it is absolutely highly recommended, at least for the advanced. Any comments on that, gentlemen?
No, I agree. Everything you're saying.
100%.
Yeah.
I think anytime you're in a group setting and if you have any questions, that if 4 or 5 people can help you get the answer or will get the right answer, it's better than sitting at home going the wrong way and then not doing well on your exam.
Yep. Not only that, but like it's been challenging for COVID. The good instructors are teaching live online. You can do just study at your own pace courses. Those are kind of okay, but the problem is if you've got a question as you're going through the material, who's answering that, right? And so if you can take a course in person and then or a live course, you're going to be better off in the long run because you've got somebody there to answer your questions right away. Am I going to recommend anybody on? My answer is going to be officially, I need to remain neutral.
Yeah.
Unofficial, talk to me in person, and I can recommend some of the better ones out there and steer you away from some of the not so good. Let's call them. But
yes,
there are definitely some very, very good people out there. Do your homework, though.
Yep.
Now, anything else anybody wants to add?
I think you yet again covered everything there.
Why am I doing all the talking here? Come on.
Why is he doing all the talking, Doug?
Because you're so good.
Come on, Doug. Why am I doing all the talking, Doug?
I think his camera froze.
yeah, it's frozen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But
I think you covered everything as far as the schooling and the training and everything goes. For the advanced, you're right. It's probably a good idea to take some kind of a course, unless you got a background where you feel comfortable.
Mhm.
You want to take your chances, go for it. Right, flip a coin. You might come out on top. You might say Of course.
I would feel much more comfortable in a group setting doing it on a 2-day course on the weekend than trying to do it by myself and stay motivated and, you know.
None of that, but we've had actual airline pilots that I don't need that course because, you know, I'm a pilot, and they go out and they failed, and little humility comes forward. You know, like they're asking questions that I never even got asked as an airline pilot. So
Sometimes
careful, you might learn something,
really
you know?
Yeah.
One other thing I want to throw out there, we kind of just briefly touched about it before we went live. Kind of been thinking about it. There was a question put out in the group several months ago about the group flies, about what's the best day to hold those. I noticed there was a few people that were interested in a midweek at some point doing a group fly. So if anybody is interested in doing a group fly midweek, start a chat on that, and we'll see if we can arrange something. I'm not sure how many people can attend it. It'll be just a small, cozy group, I suspect. I don't think it's going to be a large group by any stretch, but who knows? And so start a chat. Let's start talking about it in the group. I'm not going to start the chat because sometimes people got to, you know, be responsible for themselves. But if people are interested in a midweek fly, by all means, let's do it. So, how about you guys? You guys are busy during the week.
Yeah.
I know you're just chomping at the bit to take a day off and do a midweek group fly.
I'm all in if I can get the day off.
Yeah, you never know.
Hey, Sander volunteered you to take last Tuesday off. Did you know that?
I did actually. And how did that turn out? No.
Yeah. So anyway,
your midweek group fly. So
yeah,
I'll have to give her a course.
Yeah.
Get her license.
There you go.
Just give her the mini.
What's that?
Just give her the mini and let her go.
Yeah.
Sandra, I could pick you up in the car if you wanted.
Turning sideways pretty quick.
On that note, so anyway, in the meantime and in between time, I think it's going to be it for the evening. Remember, folks, you want to do the midweek group fly? Start something in the chat. We'll see if we can't make something like that happen if there's any interest. Even if it's 2 or 3 of us go out, that's fine too. But another fine evening, gentlemen, and hopefully you have a pleasant night.
You as well.
And any closing thoughts?
Fly safe.
Get out there and start flying. The weather's good again.
You betcha. Enjoy it while you can because it ain't going to last. Okay. Everybody have a good night, and we'll chat with you soon.
That's all, folks.